So I know there's a lot of you out there that feel tired, lethargic, and just lazy throughout the day. And chances are you're just not sleeping well enough. And even if you think you are, you're probably not. I've been there, so I know how it feels to be lazy throughout the day and have really bad quality sleep. So you're not alone. And I know you've probably heard it a million times that sleep is super important for you. And there's a reason for that. It's because there's a lot of truth to that statement. As a 23-year-old myself, and as most of my audience across all different social media platforms are young men and women, we shouldn't be feeling sluggish throughout the day or having those little afternoon crashes. If anything, we should be taking advantage of our youth and actually be energetic throughout the day. And it all stems from sleep. We're not supposed to feel like we're 60. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about everything related to sleep. We're going to be talking about the importance of sleep, 3 different reasons why you're probably not sleeping too well, and also, most importantly, 3 ways you can actually improve your sleep. But before we get into the video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also click that bell notification down below so that you don't miss another video from me. And let's get straight into the video. So first things first, we're going to talk about why sleep is so damn important for you. And the biggest reason why sleep is so damn important for you is because this is where your body regenerates itself. You don't actually build muscle or lose fat in the gym or get smarter and more productive at work. All of that stuff happens when you're resting and sleeping. Think of your body as a car. You keep using the car and naturally the fuel tank of your car just keeps going down. And of course, when the car is depleted of fuel, it's not going to be able to run. So, in an effort to make the car run again, you go to the gas station and fill up the tank of gas. Similarly, your body is just not going to be able to perform nearly as good as it can possibly perform if you don't give it rest and sleep. Your body needs to recuperate, recover, and regenerate after all the work it has been put throughout the day, throughout the week, and throughout the month. In fact, studies have shown that sleep-deprived collegiate basketball players can see a reduction in their free throw accuracy by 50% as compared to athletes who sleep for 10 hours or more, who can see an increase in free throw accuracy by 10%. That's a whole 60% difference in performance. Now, I'm not saying that you can or have to sleep for 10 hours, but what I'm saying is sleep can have a profound impact on athletic performance and ability. Sleep is also highly responsible for hormone control and hunger regulation. They go hand in hand because sleep deprivation has been shown to increase the release of ghrelin, which is also called the hunger hormone in your body, and decrease the release of leptin, which is the hunger regulation hormone of your body. And obviously, if you have more ghrelin in your body without the leptin to counteract it, you're probably going to have a lot more food cravings and overindulge on the food. And guess what happens if you overeat? You're going to put on a little bit too much body fat, and as we've already established in previous videos and through research, an increase or a profound increase in body fat percentage will lead to a decrease in testosterone, and we all know the catastrophic effects of low levels of testosterone in your body. So clearly sleep is extremely important in almost everything we do, ranging from athletic performance, recovery, cognitive ability, and just overall health and hormone regulation. And I know that a lot of you are wondering that, oh well, that's great, and a lot of you guys probably even know that, but how do you actually go about improving your sleep? I want you guys to hold your horses, because what's more important right now is first you understand why you're not sleeping well in the first place. So here are 3 major reasons why you might not be able to sleep well in the first place. And again, I know there are plenty of other reasons that could possibly play an impact in your sleep, but for now we're going to be covering 3 of the major reasons that I see most often for why people just don't sleep well in the first place. Number 1 is you're just lazy. Again, think of your body as that tank of gas in your car. If you don't use your car, the fuel tank is not going to be depleted and you won't need to go to the gas station to replenish the fuel. Similarly, if you don't use your body, if you don't move it, and if you don't put any physical exertion, then you can't expect your body to fall asleep as well as if you did otherwise. You need to give your body a reason to sleep instead of being a lazy sack of shit. Number 2 is you're probably eating too much during the day. Now, there are a couple of different aspects related to this problem, and if you've ever experienced that little afternoon crash or post-meal crash and you're wondering why that happens, Well, when you have a very high carbohydrate and protein rich meal, what happens is your body triggers the release of tryptophan, which is a protein in your body. Tryptophan triggers the release of serotonin, which is the happiness drug or happiness hormone in your body, which then triggers the release of melatonin, which I'm sure you guys know is used for sleeping purposes. And that is what causes you to feel drowsy after a big meal during the day. Number 3 is inconsistency with your sleep. Look, I get it. Sometimes shit comes up. You might have a job that requires you to have a very inconsistent sleep schedule, but I know that's not always the case for most people. And when that isn't the case, and when you have the time to dedicate towards building a consistent sleep schedule, you just don't, because you either don't want to or you're just lazy. It's that inconsistency of falling asleep at a similar time and waking up at a similar time that causes you and your body to not have a regular circadian rhythm. And without that regular circadian rhythm, your body just essentially does not know when to go to sleep or when to wake up. So, now that we've covered some of the common reasons why you probably don't sleep well in the first place, now we can dive into the juicy part of the video as to how to actually go about improving your sleep. So, 3 ways on how you can fix or improve your sleep. Here we go. Number 1, be more physically active. So like I mentioned earlier, one of the reasons why you can't fall asleep in the first place is because you're lazy. So move more, lift some damn weight, do something physically active or physically exert yourself throughout the week. My recommendation is go to the gym and do some form of strength or resistance training 2 to 4 times a week. Enough exercise or resistance where your muscles work for something, they're damaged a little bit, they're probably a little sore, and they actually feel fatigued after, which will in turn, through good quality sleep and protein, allow you to build more lean muscle. On top of that, I would highly recommend you guys do 60 to 120 minutes of low intensity, steady state or zone 2 cardio a week. This type of cardio should feel like about a 4.5 to 5 out of 10 on an effort, where you can hold a decent conversation, but you start to feel a little bit out of breath towards the end of. This is going to keep your heart healthy, it's going to lower your resting heart rate, and actually physically exert yourself and your body in a way where it's more conducive for you to fall asleep. Combine the two, you guys will feel a lot better and actually sleep a lot better, I can promise you. Number 2 is having your biggest meal at night. Now, no, a lot of food at night is not going to cause you to gain fat. In fact, it's actually going to allow you in the long run to lose fat, in my opinion. So my recommendation is go from lightest to heaviest meal as the day progresses. This is going to prevent you from experiencing those afternoon crashes like we have determined in the past, where you eat too much food and it triggers a release of certain types of hormones in your body, aka melatonin, and you just feel drowsy during the day. We don't want that. We want to feel drowsy at night. You can also try something called intermittent fasting, where you don't eat for the first 3 to 5 hours upon waking up, and in turn you shorten the eating window to about 8 to 10 hours in the evening. This will actually allow you to be more productive during the day with less food in your stomach, and you can get a lot more work done without the afternoon crashes. And 2, it will actually allow you to, by condensing the eating window, eat a little less food, because now you're putting in more food in a shorter period of time, making you feel more full. Again, this is no magic pill, but I've actually found that doing this allows me to be a lot more productive and fall asleep a lot more efficiently at night. You also want to be staying away from caffeine as soon as you wake up. Now, I know I love my coffee, I love caffeine, but I've made it a priority not to have a cup of coffee as soon as I wake up, which I know a lot of Americans and people around the world do. And the reason behind that is because for the first 90 minutes upon waking up, your adenosine system is not active. And caffeine itself is an adenosine blocker. So by having a cup of coffee as soon as you wake up, or some sort of caffeine, it does nothing besides actually leading to afternoon crashes. Instead, as soon as you wake up, you want to have a couple of cups of water, and you want to mix that with some form of electrolyte or salt, higher in potassium and sodium, because your adrenal system is the one that's active as soon as you wake up. So my recommendation on that is you have 500 to 750 milliliters of water, or 2 to 3 cups of water as soon as you wake up, and you mix that with a little bit of pink salt, and that gives your body a much better reason to actually absorb the hydration that it's giving you through the good quality sodium in the pink salt. After 90 minutes, then you're more than welcome to actually have that cup of coffee that you're craving. And number 3 is switching your alarms. So what I mean by that is, rather than always focusing on waking up at a certain time, focus on going to bed at a certain time. One of the biggest reasons why you or most people find it so hard to wake up in the morning is because you're either going to bed too late, you're staying up watching Netflix all night, or you just don't have a consistent time for going to bed. It all starts with going to bed at a consistent time. In fact, research has shown that having a consistent sleep schedule is arguably way more important than the actual amount you sleep. So we want to be proactive and fix your sleep rather than deprive yourself of it. So like I mentioned earlier, research has shown that a consistent sleep schedule, aka going to bed at the same time or a similar time and waking up at a similar time, plus or minus 30 to 45 minutes usually, is going to be one of the most incredibly beneficial health markers for your body. Saying that though, waking up is more under your control. So if you could strike a good balance between setting an alarm for when you have to go to bed and waking up at a similar time every single day, that's going to be your best bet. In my opinion, you'd much rather sleep and wake up at similar times of the day through 6 hours of sleep rather than an inconsistent sleep schedule and sleep for 9 hours. And yeah guys, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of my audience across social media is younger men and women. You have to take advantage of your youth, and the whole point of being young and youthful is taking advantage of it so that you can actually enjoy the later part of your life as well. And the fact that you feel sluggish or tired throughout the day should be the biggest red flag that you could ever ask for, especially if you're a younger guy or girl. And even if you're quote unquote not young or like in your 20s or whatever, you should still be optimizing for good quality sleep, because it's even more important for you guys. In fact, through the better quality sleep, I can almost guarantee you're going to be more productive. You're going to be able to make more money. Yes, sleep is massive on that. And you will also probably have more energy to play with your kids or grandkids, because who else doesn't want that? So if you are watching this video, I really do hope you took something away from this and you could implement some of these tips and strategies into your own sleep schedule so that you can start sleeping a little better. And I hope this video sheds light on the importance for sleep, not just for young people, but for everybody as well. So don't sleep on sleep. And again, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel and click that bell notification down below. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you who take the time out of the day to either subscribe or just simply watch the video. I really do appreciate it, guys. So I'll see you guys in the next one.